everyone, and welcome to my news review. And today I'm going to review the newest comedy film from Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Edgar Wright, and the last in the Blood and Ice Cream trilogy. We've had Shaun of the Dead, we've had Hot Fuzz, now we've got End of the World. And it was pretty damn hilarious. I laughed several times, and yeah, it was my sort of comedy, so I really enjoyed it. So where should I begin with this? First off, it is, the casting was pretty damn good, because you've got Simon Pegg and Nick Frost as always, but now, other than just small cameos and stuff like that in the other films, you've got Martin Freeman, and you've also got two other guys who I don't really know that well, but like the one guy is in Sherlock Holmes films like Lestrade, and the other guy is a face I see crop up here and there, but again I don't know the actor's name, but I probably should have done my research for this. I did look it up, but I forgot, so my bad. But yeah, so that's the lineup for the five friends in this. And basically, yeah, they go back to this town, or because Simon Pegg wants to go back and do this infamous pub crawl across the 12 pubs, and basically ending up at the pub The World's End. So that's the premise for our movie so far. Except while they go there, and basically something's not right with the town, and yeah, so there's your premise for this movie, and it all pretty much carries on from there. Now, although it was funny, and I have to say it really was funny, it wasn't like just a comedy film. There was some pretty damn good action in it. The main character, Gary, who's Simon Pegg's guy, you connect with him, but he's like the only one you care about, because he's the centre of the whole film. None of the other characters really get a look in. If you watch it, it's like pretty much, it's just the Simon Pegg show, which isn't nothing wrong with that, because I like Simon Pegg, I think he's a funny guy, and I do like his stuff, but there comes a point where you just give some room to the other characters here, because they're along for this ride for the whole film with you. It's not like they disappear after 10 minutes. So they should be given, the character development and screen time they deserve, but no, it is pretty much just Simon Pegg carrying the whole movie. He does it well, and you don't get bored, but it is pretty much just a movie with Simon Pegg, and I don't even think he's acting for it. I honestly think they just filmed Simon Pegg going on a pub crawl, and this is what happened. But that's me being wishful thinking. So that's my probably biggest gripe about this film, that there just wasn't enough for other characters, and Simon Pegg pretty much dominates. But hey ho, on with that now. Carrying on, the fight scenes in it were really good. They were they were pretty much fun and entertaining, but they were well done as well. So you sort of believed it was how a load of guys in their 30s, 40s would, fight in that age in like a pub bathroom or whatever, or in the street, just grabbing whatever they can, just like swinging it at them, and then just like picking them up and throwing them like you see in wrestling and stuff. So it was really well done for that, and they're fighting these weird alien robot things that you don't really understand. I still don't really get. Well, I do get what they are, but it's very hard to explain. The film pretty much doesn't explain it until like 10 minutes before it ends. So there you go. You jog through about 2 hours of the movie just for that, just to have it summed up in about a paragraph of dialogue. But hey ho, what are you going to do when it's voiced by Bill Nye? You can forgive it. So moving on from that, they were really well done, the alien robot things, who will be referred to as blanks. So that's what they are, they're blanks, and they're really well done. They look cool. Like if you see the trailer, obviously you see they've got like the weird blue eyes and mouth and stuff, and the weird screaming that sounds really cool. But equally, it's like when they get the living daylights beat out of them, they've got like a cracked head or whatever. They're like all blue inside, and they look really cool. So all that's really good. So yeah, I think they've done really, the like special effects guys and everything on the film, they did that really well, how they made these things, because they are pretty damn good. So that is a big strong suit for it, because I think without them as the bad guys in this, the film wouldn't have been as good. It would have been good, don't get me wrong, but it wouldn't have been quite as good as it is. So there's that. Moving on through the film, obviously you just get a bit jogged into it, and there's a point in the film where it seems to be going in a cycle of like joke, fight scene, a little bit of character development for Simon Pegg, joke, fight scene, a little bit more character development for him, joke, fight, and it just seems to go on. It did that for probably like half an hour during this film, it seemed. But then, to its credit, it did just sort of like pick it back up and then go right on. that half an hour does stick with you, where it is pretty much gone through this cycle. But I can still sort of understand how it's meant to be that, because like every single, 3, 4 pubs in a row, however many, they like keep going there, telling there's a joke of some sort on their way in or in the car park or whatever, or when they order the drinks, then they keep going and just carrying on with that, and that's good. So it was really entertaining for that, I have to say. And I've said this earlier, but yeah, Simon Pegg's the main character, and he's the only one you connect with because of how obviously the film's structured and how you meant to feel for him. But personally, I've got to say, out of all of them, he was the one I connected with the most anyway, because he was like, it was a bit of a letdown, and he was disappointed in life and stuff, because he was like, he wants to go back to his glory days where he was just left school and he was with his mates, and he was just felt like he could do anything. And he said that he basically felt like, the world had lied to him, and that he was never going to get any better from there. And I really felt for the guy at that point, because I was just like, yeah, fair enough. Life in a nutshell, really. And sad to think I could see myself being in his position in so many years, but oh well, I might enjoy it, who knows. I've got to say, the film is a perfect lesson to like any people on other planets, that you really don't mess with humanity, because the aliens come down and Simon Pegg just rips into the aliens like nothing. Some of the things he comes out with is genius, I have to say, but then again, he is a clever guy, so I'm not surprised. So is Edgar Wright and Nick Frost, so they all I think they all come up with the dialogue for this. I think another guy's involved as well sometimes, I'm not sure. But yeah, all the dialogue in this was witty, it was good, and yeah, so I cannot fault any of the dialogue or the jokes or anything, what was improv, what wasn't, etc., because all of that was brilliant and it all was funny, so that's good. So there you go. And I gotta say, the film ends where you really don't expect it to end. It's like, I know they don't really have a track record of doing what you expect in films, but it carries on, and you're just like, there's a certain point where you think that'd be the end of the film, but then it carries on just for an extra 2 minutes or so, and for your sort of epilogue, and it was a good epilogue, it really was, and it just sort of carried on from there and tells you where everyone is going to end up afterwards, and that was good as well, because it sort of gives you perfect closure on these characters you're going to love, hate, etc., whatever, through the past 2 hours, and then you know where they end up after all this stuff's gone down. So although it probably wasn't necessary in the film, it was very good and good to see in the film, and I'm sort of happy to see it now I know it's there. So and you don't have to wait till after the credits or anything before, it's not one of those, it is just a little epilogue. But yeah, so it's good. So final vote is on World's End, very funny, perfect way to end off that Blood and Ice Cream trilogy. So yeah, carry on. If you haven't seen the first two, go see them. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, remember, and World's End. Go see it. It's enjoyable, and thank you. See, I'm going to start asking questions for people at the end of my videos now, just to try and get people involved. So my first question for today is, seeing as this is the Blood and Ice Cream trilogy and everything, and all 3 of these films have been epic, which one of these scenarios from Blood and Ice Cream trilogy would you preferred? Zombies, weird killer villagers, or aliens, robots, blanks. So zombie invasion, alien invasion, or just human and you're a standalone guy. I don't get it. Hot Fuzz is good, but no. So yeah, or you can comment what your favourite cornetto flavour is. That works too. So there's 2 questions for you today. Answer what you like, please. So yeah, leave below. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you around.